are well, I am also well. So today I take a literature class. We have already completed the story The Boy Who Loved Music part 1 and part 2. Everything I do in your class except make sentences. So today I discuss the story The Boy Who Loved Music part 3. The Boy Who Loved Music part 3. What is the subject matter of this? That is, after when the Duke called him to treat some patients, his father went there. And after going there, what happened? This chapter discuss this. Okay, now I start. Sunday service was over. As the Duke and his attendants rose to leave the chapel, the soft notes of the organ came through the quiet air. That is, Sunday service means Christian society, the Christian people went to the church to pray on Sunday. So, and they have to do some music in their chapel. So, this service, that is their prayer and music activity, was over. After completing their Sunday service, the Duke and his attendants had to leave the chapel. At that moment, the soft notes of organ came. There is a sweet note of organ came through the air. That means the Duke and his attendants listened the sweet notes of music from the chapel. Okay. Our master of the organ plays nobly today, said the Duke as he stopped to listen. That is, when he stopped the listen, he remarked that their master of the organ plays nobly today. That day, today means that day. So that day he remarked that day their master of the chapel played the music very sweetly. Then he caught sight of the player seated at the organ and exclaimed. But when suddenly he caught sight, he noticed that a little boy was sitting on the seat before the organ, and he was also playing the organ. And so, seeing this, he was very much astonished. So he exclaimed and uttered some words. That is, upon my word, 'tis a child who plays so sweetly. Who may young master be? Who may this young master be? That is, when he noticed that a little boy was playing the organ, he was very much astonished. And then he uttered some words that who was that little boy was, and he plays the music so sweetly. Okay, now, Your Highness, he is the son of good Dr. Handel, answered an attendant. I have heard it said that he is a lad of great promise at the organ. That is, Dr. Handel, one attendant, that is one of his attendants who was with him. Some attendants were with him, with the Duke. So one of them answered him that, answered the Duke that that little boy was the son of Dr. Handel. And he had heard it said that he is a lad of great promise at the organ. They promised that he had a great desire to play the organ. This is, they said the Duke that they heard that their son had a promise to play the organ. Okay, there can be no doubt of that, exclaimed the Duke. See that the boy and his father come to my room this afternoon. And the Duke and his attendants waited slowly out of the chapel. That is, the Duke said him that afternoon the Duke and his son came to his son, and that means he ordered them to bring the Duke with his son to the the Dr. Handel and his son, bring Dr. Handel and his son to them, to the castle of the Duke, in front of the Duke. Okay, that afternoon the doctor and his son were shown into the Duke's room. That is, that afternoon Dr. Handel and his son were coming at the home Duke's room, at the Duke's room. After that, what happened? At once the doctor cried out, "Your Highness, please forgive the boy's rashness. He is but a child and knew not what he was about. I have scolded him soundly for daring to play the organ before you." That is, his father, Dr. Handel, thought that the reason of calling them the Duke was that his son was playing the chapel organ and the Duke did not like it, so he wanted to punish him. So the Dr. Handel with a loud sound told that he is but a child, sir, he is but a child, he did not know what he has done, so forgive him for his fault. And he told him that he had scolded him several times for playing the organ. The Duke laughed heartily and said, that is the Duke half-heartedly, laughing. Duke was laughing, hearing the words of Dr. Handel. He was laughing, ekdam fresh, heartily. He laughed, laughed, and told him that, then my dear doctor, I shall have to scold you for scolding the boy. Never has the organ of my chapel been played so sweetly. Dr. Handel, I have to ask a favor of you. That is, the Duke laughed heartily and said, that is, he told the doctor that he told Dr. Handel that he had scolded him for scolding his boy, George. Why? Because he was very much attracted by the music played by George. He told him that no one has played the chapel organ so sweetly before. So his son, that means his son George was playing very sweetly, very nicely. So Dr. Handel, I had to ask a favor of you. So he ordered him to beg a favor from the Duke. Okay? He ordered him to ask something from you for playing the sweet music on the chapel organ. Your Highness, I shall be pleased to do any favor if you will pardon the boy for his rashness. That is, he told him, greetingly, Your Highness, he told him that he was very pleased to ask, to know the favor that he asked him. He ordered him to ask a favor from him, but pardon my boy for his rashness. So then he thought that he ordered him to forgive him for his foolishness, for his foolish work. Then you will leave the lad with me to be trained in music under the best teacher, said the Duke. The Duke then told him that leave your son to me for training the music trained by the great masters. He requested Duke to leave his son to the Duke's castle. Because, why? To learn the music perfectly under the teaching of some good music teacher. Okay? Then you will leave the lad. Then Dr. Handel was greatly taken aback. Your Highness, he said. Dr. Handel was very confused to see this. What he has done then? Your Highness, he said, trembling with fear that the Duke might be angry. I cannot leave him here. He must go home with me and work at his work. That is, he was very confused to hear the words of the Duke. That is, he ordered him to leave his son with him to the Duke's table, but he did not like this. He then told him that I am very pleased to know your orders. But Dr. Handel said him that he could not leave his son there. He wanted to take his son to his own town and he wanted to work his son at his own works. Okay? Then I beg of you to send him to a good master in your own town, said the When the Duke saw that Dr. Handel would not appreciate the Duke's proposal, then he told him that he had to send him, if he took his son to his own town, he had to send him to a good master in his own town. Nay, sir, that cannot be either, said the doctor. It's my wish that he should forget about music. It is but a waste of time. That is, to him, according to the opinion of Dr. Handel, music was nothing but a waste of time. So music was simply waste of time. So he told doctor that it is his wish that his son would become a doctor or a judge. He did not wish that his son would become a musician. So he told him that it is nothing but a waste of time. Then I command you to have the boy trained in music, said the Duke sternly. Now go. Then he ordered him very strictly. The Duke told him very strictly, loudly, that I ordered you, I command you to have the boy trained in music. It is my order. The Duke told him, it is my order to train your son in music under a good teacher. He told it very strictly, Dr. Handel. The doctor trembled at Duke's command, for he knew that he must obey. But George's heart beat fast for joy as he and his master bowed and turned to go. Dr. Handel was trembled, hearing the loud sound of the Duke. He ordered him very strictly. So, hearing the loud sound of the Duke, Dr. Handel was trembling, was shivering. And his son, but his son was very happy. His heartbeat was very fast with the joy, because he then realized that his music performance, his music activity was approved by the Duke, and he knew it well that the Duke ordered him to do the music under a good teacher in his own town. So at that time they bowed down before the Duke and turned to go. Okay? When they reached the door, the Duke called out, "My boy, come back. I have something to say to you. Show me your pocket." When they reached the door, the Duke called him again, "Come here." And the boy, he called the boy, that is George, "Come here, boy." And I have that he had something to him. Then he ordered him, "Show me your pocket. Show me your pocket." Looking very surprised, George pointed to his pocket. Into it, the Duke poured a handful of golden coins, saying, "Perhaps this will pay for your first lessons." Then he called the boy. When the boy appeared in front of the Duke, he was very much astonished to hear the call of the Duke, and then he saw that the Duke gave him a handful of gold coins, and he told him to spend these coins for his first lesson of the music. Okay? Looking very surprised, George, "Your Highness," was all that George could say. George also said, "Your Highness." He also greeted him. He also paid him his respect to the Duke. When the doctor and his son arrived back in their hometown, George began to study music under the best teacher that could be found. Before long, we are told, he knew more than his master, and his name became known even at the royal court in Berlin. What a proud day it was for him when he was called to play before the Queen. That is, in Berlin. After returning his town, he was trained music under a good teacher, music teacher, and before long we are told he knew more than his master. That is, he knew more than his master. He knew very, very, very well, and his name became well known, became very famous even at the royal court in Berlin. Okay, and here a line, what a proud day it was for him. What was here called a proud day? Because at that day he performed performed his music in front of the Queen of Berlin. So everybody was very much attracted, was very much pleased to hear the music performance, and the Queen also, and so it was a proud day for him. So it was called a proud day for him, for George. Some years later, George Handel came to live in England, and there he spent most of his busy life writing music which had made his name famous for all time. After a gap of time, after a long time, his father was aged. He was still then or not, it is not clear to us, but Dr. Handel was aged, George Handel was aged, and he came to live in England. And there he spent most of his life in writing music, and which had made his name famous throughout the world, famous for all time. He was a famous musician in the history of England. Near the end of his life, what happened? In the rest of his life, he became blind. He totally blind. In spite of that, he did not leave his music culture, music lesson. Even then, however, he did not give up writing music. With the help of another, but found someone to write it down for him. Someone helped him in writing music, but he also made the music and someone write for him. When Handel died, he was buried in Westminster Abbey in London. Among the greatest people of the Westminster Abbey was very famous place in London, and then he was buried under the ground with among the greatest people of the England. That is, everybody appreciate him as a great musician. Everybody show their respect after his death. And when he was buried at the in Westminster in the end of his life, he was totally blind. In spite of that, he did not leave his music. In spite of that, he continually was writing music, but someone helped him in write music. And when he was died, his body was buried in Westminster Abbey in London. So this is your story. Now I orally discuss some word meanings. That is, surprised. Surprised means astonished. Okay. Sternly means strictly. Rash. Rash means careless. Taken aback, perplexed or confused. Buried, put in the ground and covered with earth. Once again I told you, buried, put in the ground and covered with earth. Taken aback means confused or perplexed. Rash means careless. Sternly means strictly. Surprise means astonished. This is your word meanings. Next day I will give you some word meanings and question answer of chapter 11. Now today I discuss this story, and I hope you understand this, and you read it thoroughly at home. And also word meanings. Next day I will do it. Today I complete my discussion. Okay.